Hey, howdy do out there everyone. My name is Michael, and welcome to another installment of the sketch series here in the Duke Corner, where I just doodle some random things for practice and fun. Today is more on the fun than practice side, though I suppose it does suffice for both, as I tried working out a more solid design for one of, if not my most favorite characters of all that I've made. This is Malathich the Mage, or Mally as I normally call him. His name is so odd, you must understand, because when I initially made him was several years ago, and he was supposed to be some kind of ancient Lich King, but today's interpretation is a much softer, curious, and unwaveringly determined child prodigy of the arcane, who may also become a Lich King at some point, but a good one. When I said in the last episode that my group accidentally released a Titan in the last session we'd played, I was playing as Mally here, and he was not happy that we released a Titan. Mally gave me some trouble, you see. Not only because he's such an important character to me, but also because he has so much more going on with him. So many different outfits and personas and designs, versions throughout time, and various items and artifacts that alter his appearance and outfit. I mean, he has an item called a shift weave, which works differently from the normal D&D shift weave in that instead of creating an outfit of its own, it quite literally changes the color, shape, and appearance of everything that you are currently wearing, meaning I can literally look like anything I want. Eventually, though, I just settled on drawing his most casual form, missing a lot of the armor and weapons and gear. He just has his book, his sword, and his staff. Probably the three biggest features of him, things that he carries around everywhere no matter what. But I still had some trouble with the design, as you'll see at the beginning, and actually throughout most of this. I spent a lot of time fumbling with the shape of his body, and I just can't seem to get that right. I think that is both because he's a boy and an adult. You see, the last three characters I've trained myself in drawing over the past 3 to 4 weeks-ish have been basically just little girls. It's been Robin, Maeve, and most recently Fia. So it was a pretty stark leap trying to jump on and figure out how to use that bean body technique and apply it to adults. But I think I figured it out in the end with a few construction lines. Once I had a shape, it was at least something to work with, so I started working off of it, and outfitting him with all of his clothes and gear, making him look all nice and fancy. I went through a few iterations before you can see I stick with the last two that I drew, which had elements of everything I'd drawn before them sort of finessed down to a easier to manage system. The face also eluded me some, though I think mostly because of the hair and eyes. I'm not tremendously good at hair. I just don't understand hair at all. Really. Less than hands, less than anything else. I just don't understand hair, but that's besides the point, and no pun intended, but I really didn't know what I wanted to see with the eyes. Eventually, though, I decided that I'd make him sort of wide-eyed for his curiosity, and he's pretty neat and clean, but with some ruffles and fluff, because he's been out adventuring for a very long time now. And with a near-death situation almost every other day, well, you can imagine he would have some bit more messy hair, at the very least. The last thing I did with all of this was draw him in a few different ways to see how I liked the design. I tried doing some more dramatic stuff at first, but then I backtracked out of that, realizing it was a bit too much to start off with, and instead I tried to do one of him standing nice and poised, another of him casting from his book of glyphs, and one of him tinkering a magic item. Then I laid out some base colors and just left the design there. I sort of ran out of time to finish this out and keep finessing, and Mally has so much more to him. All the different outfits and items, personas like the Silver Mage, or an entirely different form like his Dreophade form. So many different combats and spells and experiments he's performed, and then of course he has mounts and pets and friends too. So noting the enormity of trying to draw and settle down on all the facets of Mally was such a huge task, I think I've decided to just hold it off and put on a few more design episodes, sorta here and there, really working out the details and alterations I want. This was just a really basic look into Mally, though it did take me about 5 hours. But that's just because I'm slow right now. So this is Mally. How do you like him? Any thoughts on the design? Do you want to see more of him in the future? I'd love to hear it so I can keep improving my content in the direction you all like. And if you did enjoy, which I certainly hope you did, don't forget all the like and subscribble stuff to help me get out there in the algorithms. And until next time, farewell.